Welcome to the Spotlight segment. This is a segment dedicated to interviews with developers or interesting happenings in the world of Android. And now for this week's episode, here's your Spotlight. Let's now turn on to the Spotlight. And of course, this week we're talking about that MWC, lots of phones and all of that good stuff, crazy stuff. If you want crazy stuff, this is a time for it, whether CES or MWC, but we always see a lot of phones that would come out during the year. Some never see the light of day, but yet they show them here from concepts to whatever. Karine, can you get us started on this? Because I know you are the premier person to talk about MWC. What are some of your crazy stuff or some of the interesting phones that you think were debuted or, shown during the MWC in Barcelona?
Well, this week was really the week of phones. There were a lot of announcements. There were a lot of phones, and there were interesting phones. The regular Xiaomi stuff, 15 Ultra. We had the A series, the Trio, Samsung Trio. But I think this was before MWC. I'm unsure. I'm unsure if they did the announcement during MWC or before it, directly before it. I think that was before it.
It was before, but the phones were still there.
Yeah, but technically it's before the show itself. So this is the point. And yeah, so also there's the interesting phone, the Armor phone, or actually two phones or three, the 25,000 milliamp hours battery. I think it's something that Warren would love, and Saleh, of course.
Yeah, I want to get that.
When it comes to big phones like that, put my name on it. 25,000 milliamp is a great phone. I would be using that thing for probably maybe a month before I even put it on the charger.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, but I like that because it's a powerhouse. It's not just a phone, but you can do a lot of things with it. It's a projector. You could also use it as a lamp or whatever, a flashlight. Power bank. You could charge other devices with it. I think this is intended to be, a device that, no matter the situation, you're ready for the action. You know what I mean? Because there are times that you're not ready for something or something catches you unaware and you find yourself in a bind. This one will get you out of that bind.
I want to agree. I want to agree with you on this, just like Gary. And I want to say that this is really a great concept for those who need it, especially we really needed that 2 years ago when we had a big earthquake. Like sometimes you need your battery to be able to contact people. Like these modern flagship, crazy, shiny phones have really poor batteries when it comes to that. So imagine you're under the rugs like 2 days and you're looking for help. Your phone is out of battery and you're stuck. You don't know where to go. You don't know who to call. But those phones can save your life, definitely.
And even if you don't use it as a phone, you could still think of it as an accessible battery pack, because a lot of these batteries that you buy, you don't have any idea how charged they are or anything. But, the fact that you can just use TalkBack to tell you the amount of battery left, means, if nothing else, it's an accessible battery pack.
Yeah. Do you want me to pay $400 just to get an accessible battery pack? No, I don't want to know how much the charge is. and actually, also, I should wait for an earthquake to benefit from my phone. Completely.
No, it's not for just in case. We never knew that what would happen. I was seeing from the news, people were expecting some news from the loved ones, but all they hear is their batteries running out.
They had iPhones.
This thing is. Even if we think of it as a power bank, this is a power bank, like John says, has a screen reader, can make calls, receive calls, do all your social media stuff.
I love it.
I'm just trying to put a positive spin on it.
Yeah,
I would
exactly.
never use this thing as a phone.
Exactly. And you can
I would never buy this
You can
thing
take
either.
pictures with it. You can project things with it. So definitely, this
I'm
is
sure
a
it also has
gentleman's
a really
phone.
decent speakers, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, they mentioned the speakers actually in one of the phones.
Yeah.
They are like extra loud, and
And I'm sure it has an
big,
FM radio.
Yeah,
it
it will
should.
have an FM
It
radio.
should.
Yeah, exactly. It should have an FM radio. So, see, frankly, if I were living in a place that doesn't have constant electricity, this is going to be my phone. Because I personally don't mind, chunky phones. I know Karen doesn't like those big things, big boys and all of that. But for me, I'm all for that big stuff. Give me the big stuff and I'll be happy. I don't need to be reaching for the charger now and then. I don't want that.
Warren, this is our motto. Give us that junk food and give us that big phones.
Exactly. Thank you. Exactly. So what else is there, Karen? So there are some of those Samsung ones that you talk about. What are some of these A series phones that were either debuted on that day or just before MWC?
So the Samsung Trio, because there are three phones, the A26, A36, A56, they released them together at the same time. Actually, the prices are slightly different between the three, but of course the highest priced one, or it's the best A series phone is the A56. It's like we can say that it's the one below the S series, directly below the S series phones. Actually, they had some design changes. Like, first of all, now with the A55, you have the cameras not as like multiple cameras. You can feel them. They're circles below each other, but they included all of the cameras under one. Let's say camera bump. We can say this. So they are now under, like, it's a unified one, so you won't feel three, you will feel only one. Actually, the processor of the A56 is better than the A55. It's now the 1580 Exynos chip. They say that it's better by 30% compared to the ones found in the A55, which is, let's say it's really good, actually. Well, the A55 isn't bad, but having this increase in performance is something that we should, appreciate and say kudos to Samsung for doing this. Of course, it won't be like an S series phone, but it's a good thing anyway. They're still having the same 5,000 milliamp hour battery. No change. The screen size is now 6.7 instead of 6.6 with the A55. They are still with the 8 gigs of RAM. I don't think that they have 12 gigs. I don't remember if they had, but I don't think so. Well, actually, the only big...
maybe had a 12 as far as I remember, but I'm not quite sure.
Does it? I'll take a look. But actually, there are no important differences between the A55 and the A56, except for the processor and the
and also
updates. Wait, I'm talking about the hardware. Also, you have the... And I have a lot of complaints regarding the updates, actually. And you
no.
Wait, I'll tell you. Yeah, we have also the charging speed. Finally, Samsung.
Sally, remember, this is the Women's Day, so let the lady talk. Yeah. Go ahead.
Stay as a gentleman,
Samsung
as you
can
were.
Take that One UI 7 and put it where the sun don't shine.
Well, look, here, it's not, there's a bigger problem actually than One UI 7. It's in the concept itself. So let's continue with the hardware. They increased the charging speed finally to 45 watts, which is nothing compared to what Chinese brands are offering, but it's good for the Samsung, which was always conservative regarding the charging speed.
And that's actually faster than the S25, isn't it? The base S25? Yeah,
it is actually, which is they're doing crazy stuff actually recently, including this charging speed bump in the S20, the A56, and leaving the S25 at 25 watts. So that's crazy actually. But well, this is the main difference between these are the main differences between the A55 and the A56. And the software updates thing. Now the trio A26, 56, 36, and the A16 as well have 6 years of updates, which is great for mid-rangers because now, for example, the A56, which is the most expensive, is about 400 something here, I think. It could reach 500 maybe in Europe, but the price drops quickly. So after that, you could get it for 400, for 300 something. So it's the most expensive one. So if you are able to get 6 years of updates, this is great. 6 years of software updates, upgrades, and 6 years of security patches. But the thing is that, for example, the A26 actually has the Exynos 1380, which was in the A35 last year, and then the A54 the year before. And it's actually an older processor compared to what we have in the A55. But the A26 will get the 6 years of updates, whereas my A55 will get just 4 years of updates. So think about it. What are they doing? I don't know. Why is this? Also,
well, they want you to trade your A55 in. That's the whole idea. You could trade it in and get an updated processor.
A26, the A26 is older with an older processor, so why on earth should it get the better treatment? But yeah, this is the thing. Moving to the A36, it's running, this time it's running a Snapdragon processor. It's the first time I think that they use a Snapdragon processor for the A30 phone. Is it the Snapdragon 6 Gen 3? Anyone remembers?
Yeah, 6 Gen 3. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a good one actually. I think it can be considered as an upgrade compared to last year's A35, which had the same processor that's now in the A26 actually. So it's a good upgrade. I want to just say something about the A56. It has the aluminum. It has a metallic frame and glass back. Victus Plus, I think, for both back and front, which is also good. So the A36, I don't really remember the specs. Someone else could take this. And going to the A26, it's running the same processor that was in the A35 last year and then in the A54 the year before. The Snapdragon, the Exynos 1380. It's a good one because of the 6 years of updates. It's a plastic thing, but it works. I mean, it's about $200 something, so we don't have a lot of things to compare about. But yeah, I was interested about the A56 and the A36, which are the phones that I could get if I'm going to get a Samsung. But for me, no upgrade. Actually, the processor is better, and I think that it will be a good upgrade if I'm going with Samsung. But for me, I'm done with Samsung. It's over. So I don't think that I'll be getting any Samsung sooner or later, until they just stop the stock back separation thing, and until they fix the upgrade thing and the software stuff, because 116 is now like, it's just a few months and we will be having 116, but Samsung is not giving us 115 until I think until mid-April, and I think the A series would get it in May, so it's a long wait.
Now, Karen, this is interesting though, because I was reading, someone wrote something about the A56 and comparing it to the S25 Ultra, and he's saying dollar for dollar, the A56 is a better buy. I couldn't believe what I was reading, but it's that good of a phone, and with the aluminum body and all of the chassis, it's a great phone. I'm really glad though that we have these, because let's face it, not everyone is willing or is able to, dump off $1,000 or over $1,000 on a damn phone that, is just a phone when it's all when it all comes down to it. It's just a phone. What do? A phone to make calls, and we send text messages or check on those social media sites, and all of these, budget to mid-range phones have the capability of doing all of that. So I'm glad that we have these things, because everyone can find where it fits them, and you're not going to be pining away or kind of being jealous someone has something you can't afford and all of that. I think the A56 is probably going to be a very good selling phone for Samsung. You talked about the A16. Like I said, my neighbor a couple of weeks ago got the A16. I really like how it feels in the hand, that boxy feel that I don't like, yet it's so reminiscent of the Fruitvale phone, and also reminiscent of the Pixel 9 series, how boxy it feels in the hand. But it feels good. I wish it were metallic, but it's plastic. But then most people would put their phones in a case anyways. So what's the point? For me, I get a phone, it's going to go into that case. And as long as it's in that case, who cares what it is? But I think that A56, if I were looking for mid-range phone and I'm a Samsung kind of guy, I think the A56 would be the one I'll go for if I don't have enough moolah for a phone. That's a good balance.
But it's important to wait for people who want to purchase these phones, especially the A56. It's going to drop. The price is going to drop quickly. I mean, in the first months, you will get it with like at 450 or 500 in some countries. And here, I think last year it was $450, and then it dropped to 425, then 400, and now you could get it with for 350 or something. So I think it's better always to wait for like 2 or 3 months and get it after that, because this will give you better price, and this will make it also better as a choice.
A lot of other phones are going to come out, and then we're going to be, once the new devices from Samsung comes through, in the summer, and you have stuff from Google come through, definitely these ones are going to come down in price. And then, of course, rolling toward the end of the year, you'd even get it cheaper. So it's always that we're not patient enough, or we're impatient, kind of wanting it now and all of that. But definitely, if one has something that is going to hold them through this time, I'll say wait and then get a great phone for like in the $300 range.
So there are a lot of things like showcasing AI on new phones, but let's talk about Nothing. I mean, Nothing phones, they released not the base 3, but they released 3A and 3A Pro. The Pro one is going to have Snapdragon 7S3 processor, and it's going to come with 3 major upgrades, which is good for Nothing. And I think for those looking for affordable phones from Nothing with like unique designs, looking to have a unique design phones, like great cameras, Nothing phone is going to be nice. And of course, for those looking for affordable phones, HMDs, they released like stylish phones featuring some players from FC Barcelona, the football club. So if you're using the HMD phones, you can see like special messages for you from the football players on your home screen. Or I don't know how it happens, but they will say it's pretty like special for those football fans.
So in other words, it's an ad get.
Yeah.
Here you go, boy. You want to know what the score is? Here's your score. But talking about the Nothing phone, guys. So there are three of them, but here's what I'm thinking about the Nothing phones, the 3A series, is that frankly, I think they're going to give Samsung and Google a run for their moolah, because that thing is selling for like $379, and it's a damn good phone. It is a good mid-ranger.
Yeah.
Why would I want to put 400 and something plus on an A series phone from Google that's actually maybe it's going to be like $500, or an A series from Samsung when I can get this one for under $400? It's a very good phone, and the arena of phones now is kind of becoming some place where one has to, carefully look at what you want and think about what you want, because you pay that money and then tomorrow, like you said, Karen, the price drops and you feel like you lost your money. I'm looking at my Pixel 9 XL Pro. How much did I get that thing for? Almost $1,600. Then, yeah. And then later on,
because you needed 1 terabyte.
When you said $1,600, I'm gonna tell you a phone which costs like $200. It's from well-trusted TCL. So those phones are paper phones, like paper screens, like Nexty paper. I don't know how you call it, but they are
pink screens. Yeah,
they're receiving a battery upgrade from 5,000 to 5,200. So it's going to be a little bit upgrade if you're looking for like a better battery, and those phones are $200, and they will be receiving 2 major upgrades, which is not too bad.
It's really interesting. We have all of these things, these phones that we have. To me, the more of these we have, the better it is for the consumer, because we have a choice, right? If I don't want to be dumping that moolah, I want to take some moolah and go eat some steak instead, or celebrate Women's Day or something like that. I got some moolah left then to check that cute thing out and give her a whirl, something like that. So, I can see why it's good to research and get what is good for the dollar, because when it's all said and done, the thing comes down in price and you feel like you are cheated. I sometimes feel like that with the devices I got, and I'm saying to myself, maybe I should have waited. And I'm looking at the watches and all of that, and frankly, I think this year I'm not going to buy a watch. I'm just saying that out there, because I haven't even put that on ever since I got that watch, and every year, I'm going to get a watch, and now, I'm done.
Yeah, but cut it out, because you're going to buy the watch whenever Google releases it. So it's better to cut it out from now.
There you go.
I want to carry in. I'm like you. I'm done with the watch for now, at least maybe for a year or two. So I'm done.
When I say I'm done, I know that I'm done really. But for you, whenever Google releases something, you're going to buy it. So
we'll see. But I'm done with the watches. Yeah.
What about when I say I'm done? Do you guys believe me?
I don't.
That's all.
No,
that's all.
No. You can never be done.
All right. I'm done with this podcast.
You're not even on your life.
I'm still betting.
And it's not a phone, but the Chinese guy's owner is going bigger with update promises. They are going to be giving 7 major upgrades, Android updates to the Magic series, the flagship phones from Honor. So I hope somebody really buys one of those phones to see how it performs in action in terms of accessibility. I was about to do that, but I went to the safer zone to go with Samsung.
You are too chicken. I think maybe it rains a lot of chicken in Turkey. I was counting on you. Maybe you could get that Honor 7 Pro or whatever. That's the one that's going to get 7-year.
I went to see that phone, but that looked kind of heavy to me. I don't know.
Well, I thought you and I like the heavy stuff. No,
like that. not that sense. They were 2 big cameras, and I don't know.
Sally, yeah, I think you're just trying to find a reason, which is
Yeah.
flimsy at best. Just tell me you just are,
Okay,
strongly based in
okay.
the
I
Samsung.
wasn't brave enough to go with it. There you go.
Yeah. I wonder if Amazon would have it. You think they would have it on Amazon? One gets it, checks it out, and maybe
Yeah,
send
I'm
it back.
sure.
I don't know that anyone carries it here in the States. No, we don't. And so I'm not sure if it would be compatible with some of our networks, for example. I know T-Mobile mainly probably
Well, it
might work on
supports
T-Mobile.
eSIM though.
It's supposed the eSIM.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, but I mean, you could support the eSIM. It's not the problem. It's not the eSIM, but the problem is whether it supports the radios that are used in a certain country, especially
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
Well, never mind, my friend. Just if you can't use it, just send it here.
Yeah, that's right. So frankly, I think Honor, wasn't it like something that broke out of Huawei? They were kind of the factory out
They
of Huawei.
parted,
Yeah.
and now they're independent.
Yeah. And they make a very good phones. I remember I got one for my daughter, and actually I think it worked with Simple Mobile, which was um, a T-Mobile offshoot. And I think that was the Honor 6 or Honor 5 something, one of those back in the day. I'm talking about like 2018 here. And I like the build of the phones. They're just like Huawei phones. Huawei built really nice feeling phones in the hand, beautifully crafted phones.
Exactly.
And, the Honor phones are just like that too. So I wish we had Huawei. It almost did come here, but, of course, the rest of the story is out the window, but they have nicely crafted phones. And so if you want something that feels like a Huawei, but you can get a Huawei with a Play Store, then Honor will be the way to go.
So one last phone would be from ZTE. They have like maybe a Music 2 phone, which has 3 speakers. The 2 speakers are like probably everybody knows where they are, but there is the 3rd speaker near the back camera. It's a large speaker which can give you 95 decibels of sound, which is really, really loud.
So in other words, we have a subwoofer.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You have to be careful where you set your phone while it's playing music, because it could take itself off the table.
It can bounce it off. That's right. So what it reminds me of is when I was a kid. We used to have those boom boxes, and you put it on your shoulder, and you're feeling kind of like a very important person. That music pouring out, and so I can see this as a little boom box.
So Xiaomi is going big with 15 Ultra. They're going with a really big screen, almost 6.8. And they will be featuring a Xiaomi Shield glass. I don't know how it performs and how it's durable. I'm not quite sure, but they think it's one of the best in terms of the durability. And they will be giving you 4 major upgrades, starting with Android 15, and it's coming with HyperOS of their own Android skins. They will have Snapdragon Elite processor, and it comes with 12 gigs of RAM, and it's going to be featuring like 256 or 512, or it can. I'm not sure if it has the 1 TB with 16 everywhere, but in China it will be 1 TB to 16 gigs of RAM if you're in China. So they will have 4 cameras. I don't know what they are doing with those pretty big cameras in the back. They will be like 32 megapixels of front camera. That's amazing, I guess.
I don't know why they're only giving 4-year upgrades. So it seems, I mean, we're talking about 6 years on an A series from Samsung, for example, and someone like Xiaomi, and these are quality devices and Snapdragon, chips and all of that. And why are they only doing 4 years of updates?
Exactly. Maybe next year they will be coming like following Honor to give you 7 years. And there is a separation, Korean. Samsung gives you talkback separation, but Xiaomi gives you battery separation. In China, it's gonna be 6,000 milliamperes, and international, it's gonna be 5,400 milliamperes of battery. Yeah. And it's gonna be 90 watts of quick charging. This is wow.
So when it comes to all this charging thing, frankly, I think most people put their phones on the charger overnight.
Yeah.
Why not just say 10-watt charging? I mean, so really, what's
Google,
the point?
guys, stop it. Stop it.
No, I'm serious. Why would I put my phone overnight with something that is 60 watt? Frankly, if you're going to leave something overnight on the charger, then you're probably better off with a 10-watt or 5-watt charger. Come on.
I don't do it. Whenever my phone is charging, I put it on and I don't want to wait 3 hours or 4 hours to get my phone charged.
Yeah, but
I have a Samsung. I can't say a lot, but
yeah. But guys, speaking of the battery,
and being overnight, what's the point?
But why can't you have both, Warren? Like I charge mine 15 watts technically because I use like a MagSafe case and a MagSafe charger, so it's only charging wirelessly at 15 watts, and that's how I charge it at night. But then, like if I ever forget to charge it at night or I just need a top up at some point, I'm going to use the fast charger, just plug it in for like 20 minutes and get a lot of my battery back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and sometimes you forget that you need to charge the phone and you want to go out and oh my god, the phone is like the battery is low. What should I do? In this situation, having the fast charging thing is really a saver.
Yeah, or if you fall asleep with the phone with your phone on you and you forgot to put it on the charger and you wake up late.
Guys, do you know if there are any wireless chargers can be up to 80, but Xiaomi will support 80 watts of quick charging with wireless? This is crazy. And I don't know why the separation is there for battery capacities. This is no good for international users. It's going to be better in China, but in Europe...
Is it that they're using... Maybe they're using the silicon carbon
type
of battery in China, but the old lithium-ion kind of battery everywhere else. Is that what's happening? Because they're probably the same physical size, right? Because it's the same device.
I think they're using same batteries, but international, it's lower capacity. In China, it's going to be 6,000. I think this is no good.
Saleh, your friends at Honor do the same thing.
Yeah, I know. They're not my friends. I mean,
you're praising them all the time, and then Xiaomi is doing the bad thing.
From them, remember, Karen? He shied away from Honor, so they're not his friends.
I'm playing the chicken here.
Samsung is his friend, raining a lot of chickens down there in Turkey. So when it comes to Saleh, you can't count on that boy.
He can count on me for
getting a Samsung phone. Getting a Samsung phone.
Yeah.
When it comes to phones, you can count on him on the Samsung side of things, but Honor, maybe second try. Yeah, that's how I see it.
Well, that was an honor still.
Yeah, it's honorable. Let's be honest. You want some honor. Just be honorable and get something out of honor.
Maybe I will get a tablet. Who knows?
Just one thing that there's also the 15, the Xiaomi regular 15, not the Ultra, which is considered a mini because right now we call the 6.1 inch mini, so it's sort of a smaller screen. It has the same 8 Elite chip, which is good, and it's I think it's similar in specs, except I think the battery and the cameras. But the problem, according to reviewers, is that the phone has serious overheating issues because of the smaller size. So it isn't easy to get rid of the heat, especially that you're using the Elite, which is actually the best processor from Qualcomm. So it's overheating, like it's something serious according to reviewers. So for me, if I'm going to get a Xiaomi phone, a high-end Xiaomi phone, I would be getting the 15, not the Ultra, because of this size. But this overheating thing makes users just makes them think twice or maybe more before getting it, because you don't want to get a phone which has the best processor and then you couldn't use the power of the phone just because it overheats. So this is a real problem. Actually, it's a good phone, but this is a real serious problem.
Karine, remember me complaining about like ChatGPT making my phone overheating last night. So if you're using a smaller phone, you're gonna have like a heater in your hands.
But the Plus isn't a small phone, actually.
Well, I mean, I was complaining just getting this overheated. So imagine in a small phone. I remember my S23 getting overheated, and it was taking forever to get cold. So imagine you're having a smaller phone in the same problem. That will make
you can use it as a toaster, which is good.
Yeah.
And rumor has it the Galaxy S20 or the Galaxy Edge, whatever they're calling it, the thin Galaxy phone that's coming out, it's going to technically have the Snapdragon Elite chip, but they're not going to have all the cores. Like it's going to have a core disabled just because of heat issues.